Hello, it's Christine Faulkner with Cava Faulkner, Elk Grove Living Trust lawyer, Sacramento estate planning attorney. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of The Daily with Christine. And today I want to talk to you about why you can never have to worry about somebody stepping up and taking care of your kids or requesting guardianship of your kids or receiving your assets. Anyone who you don't want to be part of your legacy, let's say, or your legacy plan. You don't ever have to worry about that again, and I'm going to tell you how. So today, tune in if you want to learn about what a confidential exclusion is when it comes to naming guardians, and number two, how you can make sure that people who are let's say not a great fit for you in your life would never receive anything in your planning. So let's go. So what is a confidential exclusion? So first of all, so many families have people as part of their families who they're either estranged from, they've lost contact with, or ideologically are extremely different, or they have very strained relationships with parents, siblings, children, lots of different people in their lives. So if this is you, and you lie awake at night wondering, well, if something happened to me, would this person ever be entitled to receive anything? Well, number one, it depends on who they are. If you don't have any kind of planning in place, here in California, if you die without even a will, depends on who your marital status and whether you have children. If you're married and you have kids, then half of your assets will go to your spouse, the other half to your kids. And that proportion changes depending on how many children that you have. But gosh, what would happen if something happened to all of you? If you're on a family vacation, driving to Pismo Beach for a great Easter break, and you were all involved in an auto accident that was fatal, who would receive your assets? Well, according to California law, your parents first, and then if they were alive, then your siblings, and if they're not alive, then your aunts and uncles, and then your cousins. And so, yeah, there's a chance, even if a slim one, that people who might not be, that you might not be close to, you might be estranged from, you might really dislike, who could potentially step up and receive something. So when you're planning, you can actually, I hate to use the word disinherit, but you can include those people in your planning as someone that you are not, you're not planning for. You're intentionally leaving them out of your planning. You can go into a great amount of detail or none at all. The great thing about this is that these people are probably not going to see what you had to say about them until after you've passed away. So it's not like you're publishing it in a newspaper, but nevertheless, you can give some detail about all of your reasons why you are specifically excluding this person, or you're intentionally not providing for this person as part of your planning. When it comes to guardianship, when I'm working with clients, and if you're one of those people who needs to create a plan and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have people in my life who I really care about, but would be terrible parents. We have very different lifestyles. I don't agree with their political leanings. We have different religious beliefs or philanthropic beliefs, and I wouldn't want those people raising my children. How can I make sure that that would never happen? Well, number one, you can affirmatively name the people that you want, both as long-term guardians, meaning people who would raise your kids until they're 18, but also short-term first responders. You affirmatively name those people with a detail in terms of how to get in contact with them, complete full, first and last names and addresses, so we know how to get in touch with them. But you can also do what's called a confidential exclusion. And that is where you are excluding people from being your children's guardian. And sometimes that might even be the biological parent. Now, I'm not a family law attorney, but I just got done doing a series on family law and custody issues. And so, what I do know is that none of us as parents have unfettered rights, parental rights. That's why CPS exists, because if there is a claim of abuse or neglect, CPS can come in and remove a child from the home. And so if you have a biological parent who has a history of, maybe being a drug dealer or having multiple violent felony convictions, even though they are the biological parent, when you create your plan, you can indicate in your planning why the other biological parent is not a fit guardian. Now, ultimately, it would be up to the court to decide whether or not they would terminate that biological parent's rights, but you can put in that detail. The same thing is true of other people in your life that you just know would not be a great guardian, that you would not ever want being the guardian for your children. You can name them in your planning and lay out all of the reasons why you don't feel that they would be a fit or qualified surrogate parent for your children. And in my series, Family Matters, the family law attorney that I was doing the series with, Lana Shearer, we were talking about the importance of that detail because that information could be admitted into the family law proceedings. So as much detail as possible that you can lay out in your estate plan about why you would not want somebody to be the guardian for your children could be really, really important evidence in a guardianship proceeding. So it's called a confidential exclusion. You can indicate in your planning that you don't ever want this person to be the guardian of your child, and you can include as much information as you feel appropriate to make sure that if that document were entered into evidence in the family law guardianship proceeding, that it would be persuasive, especially if you were not around to testify as to why this person would be a terrible guardian. So many clients, so many people have family members who are just, their relationships are strained. They have this gut reaction, a gut-wrenching reaction, more like, about the thought of them ever raising their children or ever receiving a dime from them because of whatever bad blood has happened. And unfortunately, it's a really common thing to see where families have those strained relationships. So I hope this has been useful to you to help you sleep better at night, to know that there is absolutely an answer to this question. There is a solution to this problem for you to make sure that those people that you don't ever want to receive a dime, or you would never want to raise your children in the event you pass away, there's a way that you can handle this through comprehensive estate planning. So I hope this has been useful. Thank you for watching. Once again, tuning in for the Daily with Christine. Subscribe to our channel if you like our content. Let us know what you'd like to hear about and like our videos. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.